No, you have come for support. We've got that, but
I can't.
But you represent us.
And I've been speaking.
These are your police officers.
Well, sir, they're not my police officers. I've been speaking to police and the advocacy Edson. I think with that. I'm here today to show us.
Okay. So will you assist us in getting this man?
I will give.
Pending inquiry.
I will give.
He should not be employed. He's just murdered a young kid.
I will give the parents extra hours.
Can we just say, we have to get going because all the young people coming here. So can we just go?
Right, Wayman, you tell us what we're doing.
Come with me.
Come. On your blood.
Family are coming, everyone. All right, here we go. Family here. Big it up for the family. Give them a warm welcome. And for Diane Abbott. All right.
Where's your speaker?
Can you just have the two men ready? He said, Mr. Costa. We can just have you both ready.
All right, this is the reason why we're here.
Sorry.
Take that up, mate.
Try not to push.
Yeah, can people take a step back? Can we have a... Can the crowd at the sides move out a bit? Can we let people move back? Move back just a little bit and let the family speak.
Testing.
Today, we're here. We want to make a statement today about why we want justice for both families that have suffered this grievous loss. No father should bury his children, and the explanations that we've received have been scant and few. And one of the things that have upset us the most is that a profile has been produced.
I'm with the family.
A profile has been produced of the young people. Please, could everybody just listen to this, right?
Can people at the back step to the side so the press can step back so we can get some room? Everyone at the back, move to the side, step back, and the press step one step back, please. One step back.
Turn it up so everyone can hear.
You just need to hold it close to your mouth, the mic, and speak first.
Okay, thank you, everyone.
I speak you first, yeah, sorry. You have to hold it very close to your mouth.
We're going to have a speaker from the Gennaro family is going to speak first, and then Issa will say a few words.
We've got a spokesperson for each other.
First of all, we are condolence to the Rashan family.
Just speak up a bit.
Let's speak very loudly. Let's speak loudly, sorry.
As we know what they are going through, because my son has suffered at the hand of the police. And so like Rashan is no longer with us today. The Justice for Edson campaign will continue to fight for justice, not only for Edson or Rashan, for those young black men who have been killed in police custody through the days of excessive force. Thank you very much. I just say thank you for socialist workers and my friends, family, and Rashan family. It's our community campaign who help us to through this justice for how black people. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I want everybody to give thanks to the family. Stand Up to Racism has organised this vigil. Please let the people listen to this family, because although they suffered a terrible loss, they have spoken up very early. And we're calling on the authorities and the IPCC not to carry out a kind of inquiry that they've carried out before. We want to see that police officer suspended.
Yes!
We want to see that police officer suspended.
100%.
We need to see that happen.
Are you going to say something?
Where's the spokesman? Is that your boy? Yeah?
Huh? I'm in the way. Okay.
Yeah, good afternoon. I've been asked by... Sorry, I'm not here for photos. I've been asked by the family of Rashan Charles to say a few words, ostensibly to talk to the young people who we saw out there yesterday, to say that we understand your anger, we understand your frustration. First of all, I want to say my name's Stafford Scott. I come from a place called Tottenham. I have enough experience of burning down our community, enough experience of deaths in our community, enough experience of the anger that people feeling, enough experience of trying to fight for justice. So believe me, young people, I want to talk to you, not this media here, on behalf of the family.
Come on.
Those young people who know Rash.
Come on.
We understand your frustration, we understand your anger. Don't feel that the family doesn't feel that frustration and that anger too. But what the family knows is taking it to the streets doesn't give you justice. Burning down your own homes, burning down your neighborhood is not going to give you justice. The state don't care if you burn down the hood. They don't care if you burn down where you live. Ask the people of Grenfell. They didn't care the people died in that place and burnt in that place. Jeez. They only care when you're able to win the hearts and souls and minds of the people. We found it difficult to win the hearts and souls and minds of the people because we're black people. So we don't get the sensitivity and the empathy that some people would get. Middle class people go to Portugal and leave their children, they get a lot of empathy. We have our children killed in front of video cameras in front of our faces. We get no empathy, we get no sympathy. So understand this. But understand this, this case is different and the family understands that this case is different. Why is it different? Because for once we've got the evidence. For once we're not reliant on the IPCC or the police to gather the evidence. We've got it. It's on camera. The world has seen it. The world will feel it if we don't get the justice that this young man deserves. And I don't care about antecedents or past. I stood up for Mark Duggan. That was 6 years ago. Had the police done their job and arrested him for being in possession of a firearm, he'd be at home with his mum and his dad today. Yes. If that young man was doing something that was allegedly unlawful, arrest him, by all means. In our community, we're used to that. We support our people. We support them on the street, we'll support them in prison. Arrest them, do your job.
100%.
But what we saw was someone who was ultra zealous in doing his job. But even worse, we saw somebody whose job it wasn't. We saw somebody whose job it wasn't, who was called in by them to help them. So listen to me good now. The family need to fight this properly. It was a civilian. It was absolutely 100% a civilian, unrelated to the shop. But hear this, the family want to fight this. They've taken their time to go out and find the best legal support that they can find. They now have that support. And what they're asking the community to do is support them in their struggle, to be dignified. When they expect us to be wild. To challenge the stereotypes, but also to challenge the state. Don't let no outside agitators come and tell you what to do in your home. Maintain that home, maintain your community. Young people, let me tell you the game. You might not got arrested yesterday, they'll call you on CCTV, and next week, and the week after, and the week after, and the week after. They're not just going to come for you, they're going to come for your parents. They're going to come for everyone in your household. They're going to look to move you out of homes. Because gentrification is going on, as you've heard already. They're going to use this as an excuse to help to break down the community. Stand strong, stand right, stand behind the families. Stand behind the families. Stand and demand justice. If we stand together, absolutely stand together, no one can tell us we can't get justice. No justice?
No peace!
No justice?
No peace!
No justice?
No peace!
No racist police!
Right.
And I haven't changed, because back in the day, and I'm 54, black man used to be ponces, pimps, muggers, thieves, and whatever, and drug dealers.
Okay, so the family just confirmed that they agree with what we said. We want peace on the streets. No justice, no peace doesn't mean violence. It means that we will not watch this in silence. Thank you, Peter.
That's great. Thank you. That's the truth.
Thank Stafford for his speech and thank the family for coming out and making that statement. But I would like to introduce Diane Abbott, who's the MP for this area, and also stood out tirelessly against racism and division. And actually, to be honest, she has faced a level of abuse that no other politician has faced. And I believe, and it's shame on those people, I believe the reason why she's faced that is because she stood out against racism and division. And she's a black woman, she stood out in this borough, and she should be respected and dignified with that respect. Diane Abbott.
I'm here to show my support for the families and the parents of Edson and Rashan. Because that is the call that every parent dreads. The call that tells you that your young child has died in those sorts of circumstances. I have been in contact with the police from the beginning, but I thought it important to come here today to publicly show my support as a member of the community, as a mother, and as your member of Parliament. I agree with what Stafford has said about the importance of peace on the streets. Violence is not the answer, but I am here to assure the parents and assure the community that I will stand by the parents in their fight for the truth. We have all, well, most of us will have seen the video, and there are questions to be answered, and I will not rest until those questions are answered.
Thank you.
Thank you. Please give Diane a cheer for standing out. No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
I just want to introduce Egg, one of the organisers. He's going to say a few words.
Raspect. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me introduce myself. My name's Egg. I'm from the Shackle Lane Mosque. I'm in support of both the fathers and the families. And yeah, we don't want riots on the street. It's not what we want. That's not the message. The message is simple. Firstly, we were asking for the officer in question to be suspended while this is going on. He's not been treated like that. He's been treated, he's gone off as a witness, so that puts him under a different category. This is not the way this should be going. As far as the IPCC is concerned, I've had my first-hand experience with these lots. They're all made up of police, bent coppers, retired coppers, and I haven't seen anything good come out of the IPCC. They're not independent. I've been through the CIB 1, 2, 3 investigation system. They're all covering up. It's all police cover-ups. Internal affairs. I've had first-hand experience at the hands of these people. I've served 8 years out of a 14-year prison sentence for saying no, I didn't do, and haven't been told why. Had my conviction pushed. So please, what I'm trying to say is the community has to stay together as a whole. Keep your eye on this ball, right? Do not let these men's son die in vain. Okay, please show your love and your support and be peaceful in your presence, please. Thank you.
Well done. Well done. Thank you.
I've got a speaker from the family, from Gennaro. He's a young man. Please give him the time. Let him say what he wants to do. It's time for the youth to speak up.
Yes.
Afternoon.
Afternoon.
I'm going to open this statement by saying, if you're black, you're at a disadvantage in the criminal justice system. If you're black, you're already a suspect. If you're black and you're standing in the street corners and there's more than 2 or 3 of you, you're seen as gang related, or you're seen as a gang culture. And I'll get into that gang culture stuff. The police at the moment are acting in a way that it's going to divide the communities. It will be a us versus them thing. And when I say a us versus them thing, I mean they are acting like a gang. They are operating like a gang. Killing our youths on the streets the way they're doing. Once we retaliate, and the only way the youngers know how to retaliate at the moment is with the riots, it is with the looting. That's because they can't articulate themselves to bring the police to justice. They can't articulate themselves to try and get any kind of support in that sense. Now, they are operating like a gang, and it is becoming a major problem in our communities. Once these kids start getting together and using their sense and going against the police, that makes sense.
100%.
When you got different communities fighting each other because of their postcode, no one understands it because it's just the inner London gang thing. You won't understand it. But understanding going against the police will make sense. As long as they're taking ours, we'll take theirs. And that's the way they see it. And it's not the family advocating that, that's just the way the young culture see it. Take one of ours, we'll take one of yours.
No justice!
No peace!
No justice!
No peace!
No justice!
No peace!
Who killed Rashan?
Police killed Rashan!
Who killed Rashan?
Police killed Rashan!
Who killed Rashan?
Police killed Rashan!
As we said, we want to hear our black youth's voices spurred. Too many times, the media, the newspapers, some of the newspapers that some of you guys are taking photos for, some of the police station, the television stations, they like to spread lies. They like to make out that black youth are all criminals, that black youth are all, you know, that they're bad people. Actually today, we have seen articulate young black men come and tell you what it's like to be a black boy and black men in London. And it's important that you understand. I'm a father, and I'll tell you something. You know, when I turned on the telly in the morning and I saw the footage, I started crying. I started crying because I thought that could have been my son. And as a parent, it's hard. You know, I was sick and tired of this happening to our kids. We want equal opportunities. What is the situation when in London today, 50% of young black males aged between 16 and 24 are unemployed? That's because of racism. We have seen studies that said that employers look at job applications. If there's a black name, an African sounding name, a Muslim sounding name, those applications go in the bin. This is why there's so much unemployment. You people are treating our youth, you're trying to deny our future, and we're sick of it. And our youth are speaking out today. There you go, brother.
Introduce yourself.
Introduce yourself.
Hello. Introduce yourself.
Yeah, my name is Raspect Firebingy. Yeah. I've been out here during the Mark Duggan. I was out here during the Edson case. I went onto the BBC, and what did I tell the woman at the BBC? I said, and I quoted John F. Kennedy and quoted Martin Luther King, so no one can't point the finger to me. I told her on live TV that those who make peaceful revolution impossible make violent revolution inevitable. Yeah. So what's going to happen with this system is if Edson's parents and Rashan's parents are not supported and justice is not seen by our youth, then what's going to happen is our youth are going to feel like from we're going the peaceful way, there is no way. Did you know that there was no mainstream coverage on Edson's death until the youth rioted?
Yes.
Oh until they rioted. Yes. If the youth didn't riot for Edson, then no one would even know Edson's name right now.
Oh my God.
So what I'm saying is everything has its place. What I'm talking to the youth is we've got to be wise. We've got to be wise. Yeah? We don't want them to be arresting us and throwing us in jail. Yeah? What we need to do right now is everyone needs to start policing the police. The police need to be policed by the community now. We need to start, if they shoot us, we shoot back. We're going to arm ourselves. We're going to arm ourselves with cameras. And we're going to shoot back. We're going to shoot back with our cameras, and we're going to expose the lies. Yeah? We're going to expose the lies. We're going to arm ourselves with knowledge. We're going to arm ourselves with courage. We're going to expose the lies. This is what we're going to do now. Yeah? Because we can't have it anymore. Yeah? All we want to be done is to be treated like human beings. If you go on the video, I'm going to leave it with this. If you go on the video of Edson's death, people are saying he's just a drug dealing nigger, he deserved to die. This is what people are saying, yeah, and these are the popular comments on the post, yeah. So when they're saying things like this, you're gonna see the youth them right. The thing is about if he was a drug dealing nigger, then what you gotta do is you gotta prosecute him, and because he's innocent until proven guilty. His black skin doesn't make him guilty by default. His black skin doesn't mean that he can be killed and strangled on camera about you trying to help him. You strangled him on camera. I saw with my own 2 eyes. They strangled him on camera, yeah. And the police have still not been suspended. Yeah, it's ridiculous. But I don't want to talk too much. All I'm saying is watch out for it because we're going to be policing the police now. We're not having it anymore. No justice!
No peace! No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace!
But other people have got through there.
Thank you, brother. Good job, yeah? Beautiful. That's what we need, man. Good leadership.
I'd like to introduce a councillor from Islington called
Rakia.
Rakia. But the most important thing is the question of Islamophobia and profiling is what has been feeding into some of the killings of our young people. We have to accept this, and a woman should be able to wear what she wants. There's too much levels, there's an increased level of Islamophobia that's feeding into the racism and the deaths in custody.
Thank you, thank you. I'm here in support of the three families who've suffered 3 ungrossly fair deaths. Unfortunately, it's not fair. We don't live in a fair world, unfortunately, for black Muslims and any human being that is not white, middle class, rich, or from the banks. I'm sorry, we don't have that for young black men. We don't have that anybody who doesn't fit in what the police think that they fit in the work middle class families. What I'm here to say is young black Muslims and young black all, it's a rule and divide game. Let's stay against let's support each other to show them we can stand and black lives matters. Whether you are Christian, whether you are Muslim, whether you're Jewish or any other faith, we are human beings. All deserve fairness and justice. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, everyone. We'd like to say a massive, massive thanks for the family. It's not easy coming out. The family are in sorrow, they're in suffering. But they've come here today to tell us their stories. And they've come here today to tell us that they're going to continue fighting for justice. We're going to wrap things up today. And we're glad that you've come out. There's going to be lots of information. We're going to keep on fighting. We're going to keep on fighting for the families. We're going to keep on fighting at any time. The police, if the police dare lay their hands on any black youth or any youth, we're going to come back and we're going to keep on coming back. And we support the youth. That got off. Can you hear me?
Yes.
And we're going to support the youth. We're going to keep fighting.
Yes.
Right? So, check. Right, we're going to... What?
Demands about IPCC and stuff.
We've got a list of demands. We want justice. We want the ICCP to be broken up because it's a corrupt institution.
Thank you.
It's a corrupt police officers. Police officers bloody investigating other police officers. That's got to stop. We want the police officer. We want him suspended. We don't want police officers going about their normal duty after they've got away with murder. Right? We want you to go away, check out our Facebook, check out our Facebook page. Police should be strung up and put in jail, they're saying. That's what the youth want. That's what the youth want, right? Right, that's what the youth want. So we're going to end things today, but we're going to keep an eye on stuff because we're going to keep on fighting for justice. Thank you, everyone. Ready? No justice!
No peace!
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 Thank you. All right. Bye, everyone.